So you're at a point where you're using Illustrator well enough to maybe create your own items. And if I go to File New, there's this menu over here that's very important. So for instance, if I were creating something with a standard size sheet of paper, that would be 8.5 inches by 11. And if I need it landscaped view, I can switch those around. Your artboards is probably at 1, and I want it to be at 1. I'm going to explain artboards in the very next lesson so you can follow along in the next tutorial. But you want to know what your dimensions are. If it's social media and I'm creating for something for social media, I want to use pixels. For instance, a standard Instagram is 1020 by 1020 to get a perfect square. So you need to know what dimensions are. A business card would be 3.5 by 2 inches, and it's important to know those dimensions. I'll also tell you there have some templates. If you look for mobile, maybe I need a screensaver for an iPhone, a specific iPhone, and I want to know those dimensions. Again, there's a print version and they have some templates available. But I want to know what if I'm creating like an invitation for somebody's bridal shower or baby shower or something like that. I need to know what the dimensions are. So I might look at the printer I'm going to use and the company that I'm going to use, look at their website for their dimensions for the card that I'm going to be, and often it's like 4 by 6 or 5 by 7, but I want to check that out. The other thing I want to know is what do I pick for this color mode? If it's something for the screen, a social media post, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website, I would pick RGB. If it's something for prints, I'm sending to a printer, I would want to make sure it's CMYK. And anything, a flyer, poster, book cover, anything like that. And then there's this bleed conversation. And the bleed conversation is kind of what goes into, like what's on my document that I might have trimmed off. So if I'm, just to give you an idea, bleed goes like off the page, but then it gets trimmed off by the company. So that B is going into an area that might get trimmed off. And so I want to be careful of the bleed and pay attention to that because every printer will tell you what their bleed boundaries are as well. So once you set that up, you can hit create and you're ready to develop for social media or whatever you are creating for.